How exactly do you imprison a star's power in a spice? Specifically, the cheap salt sitting in your kitchen cabinet. It sounds like a bad science fiction movie, but this is the reality of the next energy frontier. For decades, we relied on the massive lithium-ion battery. In the energy world, these are our aircraft carriers. They are huge, they are powerful, they are the standard. But here is the major problem. Lithium is failing the global mission. These batteries are incredibly expensive to build at scale. They are prone to terrifying, uncontrollable thermal runaway fires. But the biggest weakness is their actual stamina. A lithium battery cannot keep a city alive all night. They drain too fast, they cost too much. So, what happens when the sun finally goes down? The answer is simple but brutal. The entire green energy revolution hits a wall. Without the sun, solar panels are just expensive glass. They sit silent in the desert while cities demand power. This creates an immediate high-stakes energy blackout scenario. Traditional storage is simply too weak to hold the line. So, how do we fix this fatal flaw? The answer does not lie in rare, precious metals. It does not lie in complex, experimental chemical compounds. The answer is sitting right on your dinner table. The secret is common: molten salt. But can a tower of liquid salt replace batteries? Can a simple spice survive the heat of the sun? Can it really power our world until the morning? The answer is found in a massive engineering marvel. It is the most complex thermal operation in history. This is the picket line of the future grid. We are moving beyond the limits of current technology. We are moving toward a simple, patient, lethal efficiency. Welcome to the era of the Molten Salt Tower. Let's look at how we trap the sun's fury. But here is the major problem. Traditional solar energy is incredibly fragile. Think of the power grid like a massive battleship. A single cloud is a sea mine. It drifts silently across the sky. When it hits, the power drop is brutal. 1 second, you have massive gigawatts. The next, the voltage collapses completely. The entire grid shudders under the pressure. This is the nightmare for every operator. It is unpredictable and high stakes. And when the sun sets, the battleship sinks into the dark. Every night, the grid is at the mercy. Traditional storage is simply too weak. Lithium batteries are just short-term soldiers. They fight for 4 hours, then they die. But the night is long. The desert is cold. We need a marathon runner. We need a system that hoards the fire. Let's look at the logistics of failure. A modern city is a high-demand beast. It never sleeps. It demands constant, steady power. But the sun is a fickle partner. It is brilliant at noon. It is gone at 6. This creates the duck curve phenomenon. It is a lethal threat to stability. When solar production peaks, we have too much. We have to dump the energy, we waste the potential, but then the sun vanishes. Demand spikes as people come home. The grid hits a massive wall. We have to fire up coal plants. We have to use expensive gas. It is a swift, dirty defeat. It is a grueling cycle of waste. We need a way to lock down the sun. We need a tactical blockade on heat. So, how do we establish a front line? The answer lies in the picket line. We do not use flat panels. Instead, we rely on a wolf pack. Imagine 10,000 mirrors called Heliostats. These are not just glass and steel. They are precision-guided hunters. Each one is controlled by high-speed AI. They track the sun with surgical accuracy. They move every few milliseconds. Their mission is simple and lethal. Capture every single photon, redirect the fire of the sun, aim it at the tip of the spear. This is the central receiver tower. The mirrors position themselves in a patrol box. One group watching the northern approach. One group covering the center channel. A third group on standby. Their collective focus creates an invisible dome. It is a dome of pure heat. Nothing flies through without being incinerated. This field of mirrors is a masterpiece. It covers hundreds of acres. Each mirror is the size of a bus. They move with blistering speed and accuracy. They are designed to survive the threat envelope. High winds, blistering heat, sandstorms. They are the Arleigh Burke destroyers of energy. Their collective radar is a laser scan. They check their own alignment constantly. They talk to the central computer. They adjust for the atmosphere. They calculate the refraction of light. Nothing sails through the air unnoticed. No photon is allowed to escape. They are a layer patrol box of glass. They create a layered defense against waste. It is a wolf pack of technology. They hunt the sun from dawn to dusk. They never blink. They never miss the target. At the focus point, the temperature is terrifying. We are talking about 1,000 degrees. This is where Hollywood imagination fails. Most people think we boil water, but water is too weak. Water turns to steam and vanishes. It cannot hold the energy. It is a poor thermal battery. Instead, we use the secret weapon. It is a specialized mixture of nitrate salts. This is the quiet hunter. At room temperature, it looks harmless. It is a white powder. It looks like common table salt. It is brittle and solid. But under the focus, it transforms. It becomes a dark, heavy liquid. It carries heat like a heavyweight torpedo. It flows into massive insulated holding tanks. It stays hot at 500 degrees. To the world, she is invisible. She sits in a steel vault, but inside she handles the nightmare. If the clouds roll in, salt keeps flowing. The heat is already stored. The blockade is held. If the sun goes down, salt stays hot. It kills the intermittency problem instantly. It is a thermal reserve. It is a rapid response reserve. It is patrolling silently at 500 feet. She carries thermal potential. She can snap a blackout in half. This salt is a mineral mothership. It sits safely outside the minefield of clouds. It waits for the demand to spike. Then it unleashes the fire. But how does this stone become liquid? How can it flow through pipes? Salt is a mineral. It wants to be solid. It wants to be cold. This is the ultimate challenge. How do we keep it alive? How does it survive 15 hours of darkness? The process is strictly calculated. We must detect the temperature. We must localize the flow. We must classify the demand. We must identify the load. We must neutralize the cold. This is a robotic mothership of energy. The mirrors tow the photons. They trace the seafloor of the sky. This is step one. But what happens beneath the waves? How do we move this molten stone? How do we keep it from freezing? The answer brings us to phase 3. We are going deep into the vault. We are entering the danger zone of physics. The danger is not over. The sun is gone, but the salt is just waking up. It is time to hunt the darkness. We are launching the thermal attack. We are moving to phase 3. The process is calculated and ruthless. Prepare for the vault. Here is where Hollywood imagination fails. In the movies, the future of energy is always blue. It glows with high-tech neon lights and humming circuits. But real, industrial-scale power is different. It is yellow. It is blinding. It is a river of molten rock flowing through a steel heart. Most people believe lithium batteries are the only way to save the planet. They believe we need rare earth metals to hold the light, but they are wrong. This is the era of the thermal battery. This is the master of the grid. Let's look at the actual physics of the vault. We are entering the stage of total thermal dominance. Phase 1 is the thermal strike. As the wolf pack of mirrors focuses on the tower, the air itself begins to shimmer. The temperature at the receiver climbs past 500 degrees. At exactly 565 degrees Celsius, a physical transformation occurs. The white, brittle salt powder turns into a liquid phantom. It becomes a glowing golden monster. This is not just hot liquid, it is a high-density energy carrier. It flows like water, but carries the punch of a solar flare. This liquid salt is the tip of the spear. It absorbs 99% of the concentrated solar radiation. It is a river of captured sunshine moving at high velocity. Phase 2 brings us to the invisible vault. How do you hold a liquid sun without melting the container? The answer lies in the engineering of the hot tanks. These are massive, high-alloy stainless steel silos. They are not ordinary containers. They are a miracle of material science. Each tank is lined with specialized insulation to handle the brutal expansion. They are designed to prevent the salt from eating through the steel hull. This is a key technique of engineering. Inside, 50,000 tons of molten salt sit in total silence. To the outside world, these tanks look like quiet industrial silos. But inside, they handle the nightmare scenario. They store the heat of 1,000 suns for days at a time. The energy is trapped. The blockade against the night is set. Phase 3 is the eternal motion. When the sun finally vanishes, the machine truly wakes up. The molten salt is pumped out of the hot tank. It enters the steam generator. Here, it meets cold water in a high-stakes exchange. The reaction is violent but strictly controlled. The water flashes into superheated, high-pressure steam instantly. We are talking about pressure levels reaching hundreds of bars. This steam does not just flow, it screams. It hits the massive turbine rotors at supersonic speeds. The rotors spin at thousands of RPM. This is the conversion of raw heat into pure, stable electricity. The grid never feels the transition. The city lights stay on. The heaters keep running. The machine is patient. The machine is ruthless. It provides the same steady power as a coal plant, but without the smoke. Phase 4 is the killing blow. This is where the logic of salt destroys the logic of lithium. A lithium-ion battery is a fragile soldier. It begins to degrade the moment it leaves the factory. After 10 years of cycling, it is dead. It becomes a mountain of chemical waste. But molten salt is different. Salt is a mineral. It does not wear out. It does not lose its ability to hold heat. A molten salt tower is built to last 30 years. Some are designed for 50. It is a permanent shield for the grid. While lithium batteries are failing and being replaced, the salt tower is still hunting the sun. It is a 30-year tactical advantage. This system snaps the energy crisis in half. It tears our dependency on fossil fuels to shreds. We are looking at 50,000 tons of common salt doing the work of millions of batteries. It is cheap, it is patient. It is highly lethal to the old way of doing things. The psychological impact of this scale is a massive deterrent to high energy prices. We no longer have to fear the sunset. We have established a picket line that never sleeps. We have a wolf pack that catches the light and a vault that keeps the fire. The result is simple but brutal for the competition. This is not just a power plant. It is a tactical lockdown on the future of energy. The sun is now a captive resource. The darkness has been neutralized. We are moving beyond the era of intermittency. We are moving toward a world of deep channel thermal storage. The process is strictly calculated. We detect the load, we localize the demand, we classify the storage levels, we identify the peak. We neutralize the darkness. The sun has been trapped in a spice, the star is now in a steel box, and the grid is safe. Let's look at what this means for your daily life. The danger of a blackout is over. The front line is holding. The quiet hunters are ready. This is the future of the American grid. This is death to the energy crisis at sea level. The heat is ours. The power is constant. The mission is a success. We are ready for the next phase. The salt is flowing. The turbines are spinning. The sun is yours to keep. Forever. But here is the thing. These energy attacks happen to everyday people too. All it takes is one cloud, one grid failure, one online breach of your personal data. This does not just result in spam and scams. It can affect your insurance rates. It leads to loan denials just when you need credit. Energy instability is the ultimate silent enemy. It strikes when you are most vulnerable. But now we have a countermeasure. The Molten Salt Tower is our tactical shield. It is the GBU-72 of the Green Revolution. It is the deep penetrator bomb for energy gridlocks. It smashes through the biggest threat to our civilization. It destroys the unpredictability of the night. It is a brutal victory for engineering. We have established a front line that never sleeps. We have a wolf pack that catches the light. We have a vault that keeps the fire alive. This is not just a power plant. It is a declaration of independence. We no longer have to fear the sunset. We no longer rely on fragile foreign batteries. We have the quiet hunters of the desert. They are made of steel and common salt. They are simple, they are patient, and they are highly lethal to the old way. The sun is now a captive resource. We have trapped the star in a bottle. The mission is a total success. For it is a clean, permanent victory. So, take your energy security back. Do you believe in the power of salt? Is this the ultimate answer for the American grid? Tell us what you think in the comments below. Because tonight, as the sun sets, look out. A second sun is rising in the desert. It is a glowing tower of liquid fire. It is holding the line for you. It is the sentinel of the future. The salt is flowing. The light is trapped, and the grid is finally safe. Forever.